roses are red, violets are blue. People saying we're hating on Joy Taylor, but are they talking about you?
Bars.
Are you hating on her because you saw this coming? Or are you hating on her because she's silent and running? Are you one of the ones that sent a tweet? Or are you one of the people in this lawsuit who went to their post and hit delete?
Did Stephen A. Smith get this whole thing wrong with Joy Taylor in the media? I want you to check out what Marcellus Wiley had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
All right, homie, why y'all hating on Joy Taylor? Oh, they're trying to blame us. Nah, they're not blaming me. They blaming you for all the vitriol, all the memes and all the comments and everything hating on Joy Taylor. At least that's the real from Stephen A. Smith as he sat down with Tori Cooper. Hey now, who's a journalist and a friend of Stephen A. Smith who joined him on this show. Now, on hydration situation, you know we break these things down. Just like we watch film in sports and football, I see the sideline copy, the end zone copy. Well, we're gonna break this video down a different time, another video where I'm gonna break down the words of Stephen A. Smith and Tori Cooper. But right now, let's keep it general because, oh, y'all wanna talk about the elephant in the room? The elephant outside? Well, out of deep respect, LA is on fire. And I'm gonna detail that, chronicle that in a different video. But for right now, we even had our own scare. We had to do a self-evacuation yesterday as clouds of smoke were coming over the hillside right into our backyard. I'll break that down for you another time. So I'm on my 4th night without electricity and power. Yeah,
Stay
that
safe
part.
out there,
so I'm in
bro.
the backyard going hard, about to bring this story to you. Where Stephen A. Smith says the media is singling out Joy Taylor and hating on her.
Interesting.
So Tori Cooper says, why is she the focus when she's not accused of sexual battery, but just sexual behavior for job advancement? Well, there's a simple answer to that. She's under fire because she's a defendant in a lawsuit.
And I see a lot of people, they trying to defend Joy Taylor. And again, not saying that she did anything wrong. These are all allegations. But you got a lot of people in the media that are caping for Joy Taylor, the Stephen A. Smiths, the Cam Newton, he went off on Jason Whitlock, and Whitlock, he had to respond. So we're just seeing a lot of people trying to save Joy Taylor right now, even though she's all over the lawsuit.
Been there before. So on this show, we're going to go deeper than just that layer, right? It's not just because she's a defendant. I will admit she's getting the lion's share of all of the criticism, but she's not by herself. People who weren't even named as defendants, like Emmanuel Acho, is catching hell too as well. Yep. Now, I think there's a snag in terms of the perception of both of those. Joy Taylor was perceived as a journalist, a broadcaster, host. Yeah. But also she leaned into heavily her sexuality, whether
Joy's all online, showing things off, talking her talk, getting real spicy out there. And now that all this attention's on her, I'm seeing her on the Speak show that she's on, looking real out of it. Her first few shows, she was kind of shell-shocked a little bit. I haven't watched in the last day or two. Maybe she's kind of getting comfortable, but she was definitely looking a little uncomfortable out there.
There was her podcast, Too Personal, which I heard was now canceled. Can't do my homework because I ain't got no electricity. But at the same time, she leaned into that. Just facts.
A lot.
Her Instagram, just everything. We know what it is, right? So
Flexing.
When an allegation like this hits, it has to find its target. And because that was always something we thought about with Joy Taylor or was thrown in our face, hello, Whitlock say peanut butter and cans. Man, I ain't laughed out loud that hard in a while. In all due respect, she leaned into it. She, as my grandma say, don't call for attention and then hang up. She called for that type of attention. It's here.
She hanging up too.
And Emmanuel Acho got a lot of this because we've all saw the character Snag in terms of how he's always riding the waves. He's a surfer. He likes to talk about the things that are topical, women's rights, black power, all those things. He's always leaning into something.
Real
and it's
safe.
like, dog, okay, you leaning? Now, don't fall. Because
He all over social media too. A lot of the clips where he was talking about Joy Taylor, I seen a clip where they were doing a live show and he introduced her. He was introducing her like she was going to the Hall of Fame and she was just being introduced to the crowd. So you can see that, he has some special feelings toward Joy. Don't know exactly how much feelings, if it became, on that level. So he definitely has a lot of love for Joy Taylor, if you know what I mean.
We got something on you too. But let's get focused. Tori Cooper. Okay. Stephen A. Smith. Let's say this. If this were an athlete, we know damn well from minute 1 to minute 100 of every single show, we would have been covering this lawsuit. We're not seeing that as a public audience.
Remember the Kyrie Irving situation. Think about how many 15 to 20 minute segments that Kyrie was on every day, weeks at a time, back when he put the tweets out there with the book and all that, and other athletes that have gone through a lot of stuff. But now, if you're Stephen A. Smith, you don't really want to talk about it in that manner. You want to take the approach of, let's stand up for Joy. Don't talk about Joy like that. So Stephen A., he's being real strategic out there, especially when matters like this happens.
Now, why are we not seeing that? Well, if you're ESPN, you're like, dog, the last thing we want to do is blast this because we know we got our own issues. And if you're FS1, you don't want to eat your own. I totally get that. Some people are saying if this were a man, Joy Taylor's situation were for a man, how would that have played out? Men ascend using a different muscle, allegedly, than this. So that's not even a deep conversation for me. There is a great conversation to be had, but let me not skip over one element before we get to that greatest point. Tori Cooper says that this is the same old narrative, and the focus is on Joy Taylor because when a man gets to a power position, he earned it. And when a woman gets there, she had to sleep her way there. Now, that's not true. Matter of fact, that's a damn lie. Do you know how many times we hear the phrase born on third base? And we're not talking generally about women. We're talking about men largely, right? Men who are born on third base. Here's a list of some that we always say, yeah, forget your success, fool. You only got there because of your daddy, because of your family wealth. Like, I don't know, former and future president. The second one is Elon Musk. Yeah, his daddy owned the emerald mine or something. They already had that money. Some of it at least. Ain't got nobody had Elon money ever, but that's the point. Jeff Bezos, his family put what, $250,000 into Amazon early? Let's just say they had $5 to spend. Anderson Cooper, we can go on with that list. Men who always hear, yeah, you lucky you came from that family. What about women who we don't say slept their way there, but we like, yo, she's just a boss. Let's stay in journalism. Robin Roberts. Have you ever thought twice about Robin Roberts in terms of how she earned her way? Come on, y'all. Oprah Winfrey. Have we ever looked at Oprah Winfrey like, I wonder how Harpo got... Stop playing.
It's really how you portray yourself. So, of course, Oprah and Robin Roberts, all these old journalists that no one ever questioned how they get to the top. But with Joy Taylor, not saying that she's doing anything sneaky out there, all allegations, but if you put stuff out there like that, people are going to interpret it a different way. And then when you have these allegations, they're going to add everything up together. How you put yourself out there on social media, what the lawsuit says, the allegations, what you said in plenty of interviews of how you roll. So things can come back to bite you just as far as the presentation that is being put out there.
J.K. Rowling, writing Harry Potter books and stuff. Like, come on, stop with this. So once again, we have found ourselves in a simple, lazy narrative because that's the easiest way to sell it to the audience. They want to dumb it down because they think you're dumb. Yep. And on this show, we ain't doing that because we know you're not. Some of you are, I ain't gonna lie, but we ain't gonna play that role, right? Now, in sports, let's just stay focused because she said this about, obviously, a sportscaster. What about women and men? Any men that we're like, we don't think they earned it. We think it's from your family. Yeah, how about Joe Buck? Oh, you lucky you got them breaks because your daddy Jack did that. How about Kenny Albert? Oh, you lucky you Marv Albert's son. If not, What about Tom Rinaldi? Oh man, your daddy Walter, man, he sure laid the ground. See what I'm saying? These lazy ass narratives. Do you want me to keep going? Or how about women in sports that we never blink an eye? You ain't got no problems. You did not advance your way by going horizontal. No, you didn't. How about Doris Burke? Has anybody ever second guessed Doris Burke when she dropping them gems in basketball? Mina Kimes. No. Just to say no. Malika Andrews. I know right now y'all gonna beat it up in the comments. I don't know about Malika, dog. I don't know about Stop playing. Her boyfriend, DMC, Dave McMenamin, has a lesser role on the network than her. What you talking about, man?
With Malika Andrews, she's a perfect fit for ESPN. A black woman, a script reader. You give her a paper to read and she's going to read it on TV. She caught a lot of backlash, but I hear what Marcellus Wiley is saying, listen to those women to where we don't think that they did anything to get to the top. And again, it's all about the perception, what you put out there, and it's different when it comes to Joy.
You mean that's going backwards? That's hustling backwards, if anything, with that relationship, so stop playing. All right, so let's get to the greatest point here and let's get up out of here. Because since I don't have all of my technical elements, I'm going to say a poem instead of a rap. I'm a freestyle a poem. Oh my God, I'm going back to college. No, seriously, the biggest issue I have with all of this is that even Joy Taylor, and this is why I tell them all in private, all of them are my homies. I know everybody, and they know me, right? So this is not to brag or anything. I'm from LA. So if you're from LA, in the 3rd grade, you met a star. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what's up, Ice Cube? Oh, Shay at the time, right? So it's not really a big thing to me. I understand how that is. I know how celebrity travels and exports and culture to other people and they get excited. But for me, oh, that's just O'Shea. Okay. The biggest issue is all of the women empowerment megaphones, and y'all know who they are, and Joy Taylor was one of them, have certainly gone quiet, silent, when one of them is questioned, including Joy Taylor. To me, that just shows us who are watching all of these people with their identity politics, the lack of substance that movement and stance really has to you, because when you're criticized or confronted, you clam up.
Again, everyone, especially the women and some of the dudes that I listed, the Stephen A. Smiths and Cam, they're trying their best to save Joy Taylor, but a lot of the people that will be frontline, they're awfully quiet right now, and I really wonder why. Why aren't they, trying to stand up for Joy Taylor? Why is it only like the dudes out there like the Stephen A. Smiths and the Cam Newtons that are like the voice behind Joy Taylor to leave her alone? So again, a lot of people are quiet, especially on the female side.
You go silent. This is why I don't get into the identity politics. This is why I've had challenges in the industry when somebody leans into the black lane and they lean into the power lane and they lean into the women's right. I'm like, dog, do you know that, one, nobody has enough time in their day that has power to be concerned with all of you, to be concerned with all your issues. People ain't even hating on you because they ain't even thinking about you. That's part one. Two, you're the star in your own movie. You're the star in that movie in your head, but everybody ain't watching that movie. Matter of fact, a lot of people don't even want to roll in it.
Yeah.
And so I've always been someone who fights against that. Skin color does not inform me of who you are. Gender does not inform me of who you are, only of what you're capable of, which is having a baby, potentially. Not all women can have babies, but that's all it does. Like, can we stop ice skating in life? Stop acting like, oh, that top layer tells me everything, the depth of it. Haven't you learned enough from people who fall into lakes that the top layer ain't enough? You got to be of substance, credence, depth. So I don't think that people are hating on Joy Taylor because they're bigots, misogynists.
Nothing to do
with that's just the way it goes. Women don't earn their way. No, we're informed enough of how many women have made it without us even suspecting it. So why don't you give yourself some credit if you really want to be about women empowerment and say, yeah, you know what? If you get called out, doesn't mean it's true, but you got some explaining to do. All right.
And again, Joy, she's not going to do no talking. Skip, he isn't going to do talking. This is a legal matter. So, of course, their representation, Fox, FS1, they're basically telling everyone, stay on hush mode. Don't say anything. If the roles were reversed and it was a dude defendant instead of Joy Taylor, just think about the backlash. Just think about all the extra talk on social media there will be. Really on social media is just a lot of clowning going on, a lot of old footage being pulled up with Joy Taylor, Acho, even Colin Cowherd, even stuff that he said, stumbling up on his words. So she's not really being attacked, she's more getting joked on. But a lot of people out there that are outspoken on other topics with Joy Taylor, again, they ain't really saying anything.
Okay, now let's get into a poem about this. Roses are red, violets are blue. People saying we're hating on Joy Taylor, but are they talking about you?
Bars.
Are you hating on her because you saw this coming, or are you hating on her because she's silent and running? Are you one of the ones that sent a tweet, or are you one of the people in this lawsuit who went to their post and hit delete? Whoever you are, whoever you may be, I don't think you're hating on Joy Taylor. I don't think you want to see somebody else fail just because they've made it. But you always question, how was that opportunity created? So I say all of this from the bottom of my heart. If you don't want the BS to begin, then don't BS from the start. Oh man, that was pretty good off the dome, right? I actually won a poetry contest in New York City. Yes, I did. It was a poem called Concrete, I Miss You Grass. Oh God, I'll play that if I find the lyrics and the
I
words.
keep spinning bars right there, bro.
You
need to be a
All right,
rapper,
love
man.
for you guys. Make sure you go to projecttransition.org.
So that was Marcellus Wiley talking about why Stephen A. Smith got it wrong with the media and the whole Joy Taylor situation. And again, with Stephen A. Smith, you work for ESPN, you work for Disney. You have to take these positions. Again, if he took a position similar to Jason Whitlock, Stephen A. Smith would be suspended right now. Don't know if they would fire him outright unless he just says something egregious that doesn't align with the company values. But with Stephen A. Smith, I'm not surprised that he's taking this direction with Joy. He's going to be on the front line, him and Cam, with the Leave Joy Taylor t-shirts alone. And that's what's to be expected when you work for corporate media. So no surprises with that. And again, the media, everyone on social media, they're awfully quiet, minus the little jokes and the videos being pulled up with Joy. She's not facing the same backlash if it was a male athlete or just someone that was popular that was a male. It would be all over the news media cycles in a different way. But we're going to see what happens moving forward as far as the FS1, Fox Sports lawsuits, Skip Bayless, Joy Taylor, everyone that was named in that lawsuit. I'm going to keep y'all updated as soon as I get some more information. Appreciate y'all. Until next time, peace.